Hi, I'm Antonis and I'm the painter in this video. Today I'm painting this study on Delacroix's masterpiece, painting orphan girl in a cemetery, and this is an amazing painting to study because it really can teach a student so much, also an accomplished painter so much. So I really wanted to do this study and in a very loose, very exploratory way and see what I can learn from doing this. So the first thing is to prepare a canvas with gesso. I bought this canvas which I could paint directly on a white canvas, but I really wanted to add a layer or two of gesso that I have prepared with acrylic glue and calcium carbonate, chalk, and I've also added a little bit of black in this gesso to create the gray color that you see. Now, upon this gray color, I transfer my drawing, and then I've done this underpainting that really looks a little bit funny right now. She looks as if she has a mustache or a beard or something, but it's just a very brief idea of what's gonna follow later on. Now then I'm doing the background. It's Delacroix has painted this amazing beautiful sky. I want to give an impression, a sense of Delacroix's sky, and for this I've used my palette for the sky was titanium white, a little bit of cadmium red and yellow, some cobalt blue. And it all blended fantastically with the gray color of the canvas. After this, you can see that I've done some blending between the hair and the background sky. And when painting in oil, in every kind of painting, it's very, very important to really understand these transitions and to see how these transitions between one shape and the next to it are happening, and also notice how these transitions are the signature of each master of painting. See, for example, how different the transitions are happening in Vermeer's Johannes Vermeer paintings, and how the transitions are happening in, for example, Velázquez's paintings and in El Greco's paintings, and also see how different these transitions are when we talk about the Sfumato, Da Vinci, etc. So it's important to understand the transitions and to pay much attention to those. So after this, you see that I'm doing this flesh, I'm moving to painting the flesh, and here it's important to understand, some color theory. Let me just briefly talk about colors because it's very, very important. And this painting of Delacroix really exhibits all three principles of color theory. The first thing we have to know when we talk about color is, of course, hue. When we talk about hue, we talk about what color we see. Orange is a different hue, let's say, than blue. So colors have different hues, and this is something we all understand, and it's very basic in color theory. The second thing we have to understand is the saturation of a color, how saturated it is, how strong, how dense, let's say, the color is in terms not of its materiality, but in terms of how colorful it is. We talk about chroma there, how saturated chroma is or less saturated. The less saturated red, for example, is a gray. all less saturated colors become gray. So saturation is how gray or brilliant, colorful a color is. And the third thing to talk about color theory is, of course, the value of the color, how bright or how dark something is, a color is. We can we can go higher in value by adding white, or go darker in value by adding black, but this is not the only way to go higher or lower on the value scale by just adding black and white, but we can, go higher by adding, let's say, yellow, or by adding, go lower by adding green to a red, or something like this. Colors by themselves, pure colors in their highest saturation, have different values. For example, a yellow is more bright in value than a green or a red. You have to think value of if you could change everything into a black and white, let's say, in your imagination, then you would understand the value best. And value, it's a very, very significant concept to understand, because if you understand value, we really can use any color. And we have examples from the history of art where people used value to paint with, even though their colors were not, natural colors. Remember the expressionists or the fauvists. It's important to understand value. If we don't understand value, the color doesn't make any sense. And the same thing goes, of course, with drawing. But this is a huge talk about drawing. Of course, drawing is the skeleton and the basis for everything. If the drawing is not correct, nothing can save the painting. Even great values, great color, nothing can save a painting. Of course, I'm talking about paintings that aspire to transfer reality, to be, naturalistic. We have many types of paintings. Anyway, so you can find the full tutorial of this lesson on my Patreon page, and support this channel and be part of the community in my Patreon page. There you can find many lessons on oil painting and portrait painting, and the properties of color, and it's really a nice community, especially when we do these live streams there, where we can share images and have a talk and meet with each other. So here, anyway, as you see, this study proceeds. It's an alla prima painting. The colors didn't have the time to ever dry, so I had to use gradually more linseed oil as I painted layer upon layer of paint. And of course, here you see me adding some darker elements in the hair. It's this idea of adding, painting. In order to reveal the light, we have to paint the shadows. It's the combat between lights and shadows that does reveal the volume. The same way that happens with color. If everything was fully saturated on a painting, then the painting wouldn't make any sense. We have to find the right balance between saturated colors and less saturated colors. And let me just say that I believe that more than 80 or 90% in reality of colors that we see and perceive are much less saturated than we think they are. So anyway, I want to really thank you so much for watching this brief video on this study. Join me on Patreon if you like. And I do hope this video inspires you to try this study. It's an amazing painting to study. I hope you will stay healthy and creative. Thank you so much again. I will see you soon with another video. Bye.